Yo guys, it's Enim here, and actually welcome to my first video on YouTube. I was waiting for the perfect occasion to launch this channel, and actually this is the perfect occasion. If you follow me on my socials, you know that since the start of this year I've been promoting a kind of rebranding of my project, a new way to see music, moving on something more deep and emotional. My music background was more focused on progressive house and electro house. I started to experiment a lot with sounds, with new musical genres, and now I'm moving on that direction. In March I've released Reborn, that for me it's a point of start for this new journey, and this track a few days ago reached 100,000 streams on Spotify, and for me it's amazing. I never thought that I will achieve this goal so fast with this new music, because you were used to a different kind of music, but I'm really happy, and I don't know what to say. So to say thank you, I want to show you how I made this project with a little breakdown of the track. So let's go. Okay guys, you are in the project. Sorry if I'm a bit messy, but it's my way of work. I'll show you how I made the track step by step, starting from the first breakdown to the first drop, then second breakdown and second drop. This is a little overview of the project, and as you can see, there are a lot of elements, but not so much as you can imagine. Let's start to see how the first breakdown sounds. As you can see, there are not so many elements here because I wanted to be the vocal, the main protagonist of this part. So let's start to see which elements I've added. So the main elements that covers a track in this genre is the atmosphere. I've started from a sample that I found on Splice, and it sounds like this. It's just a texture that covers a bit of frequencies in the background. I've just mixed it a bit. Let's go in the mixer. Where is it? Here. I've just mixed it a bit, cutting the low frequencies so they will not clash with the bass, and added a bit of reverb. I've added another pad sample that sounds like this. Actually, this is a vocal pad a bit high because I wanted to have that emotion in the background, and that's just a vocal pad that could give. I've just mixed it here a bit too, with a low cut, a reverb. The main part of the breakdown for me is the bass and the mid bass that give that presence that the track needs to have. So let's go first with the sub bass. As you can see, it's just a basic sub bass with no cutoff, so it just has to cover that low frequencies. The one that supports it, it's the mid bass, and sounds like this actually. Yeah, as you can listen, it's more focused on mid frequencies, and I mixed them a bit. The mid bass has no low frequencies up to 158. Just to focus on the mid ones and not on the low ones. So, and both together sound like this. From here the breakdown starts to have a bit of identity, but I needed something more, so it sounds like this now. It's a bit empty, as you can see. I was thinking to something that could give more energy, more presence, and that's why I added this block. In the first part of the breakdown, it's just like this, with a cutoff that goes up here. In the second part of the breakdown, it opens and goes like this. You can listen the difference. And also I've added some drums to feel a bit that energy that was missing around, and to support this block, just a shaker loop, just for have that with in the background. I needed something more for the background, so I added another pad that was kind of different from the other ones that I added, and this one. In the first part, I've just treated it like kind of stab pad, so just in the first parts of the breakdown, like starts the bar. I don't know how to explain. Actually, the sound was from Flex. It's a really amazing plugin to have, and it's stock. So as you can listen, there are just like strings in the background, and all together sound like this. Obviously there were like a bit of adds like effects like this one, that is a small rise up from the main sound that we will find in the drop. And the second part of the breakdown, it's actually the first build up. So here you can listen that I've added a bit of other effects to glue these two parts. So here starts the build up. So as you can see here, the bass changes, and we have the preview of the bass that will find the drop. What I've added more are just the sounds that pronounce the drop. Yeah, obviously they were mixed and well balanced with the other sounds, so the build up sounds like this. So here, before the drop starts, I wanted to have like a bit of silence because I wanted the drop to be explosive. Here we just find that noisy ambience background and that reverse vocal that we have. So you just have like a breathe before the drop starts. And now we arrive to the best part. The drop as his identity and goes like this. This is the first drop, so let's go step by step. First thing that I've added were the drums. In the first part of the drop we just have the kick. Then in the second part of the drop we have other elements, more drums to have like that rhythm and feel that a drop has to have. So yeah, you can listen that the groove is here. After the drums I've just added the bass to see how it went to the kick, and it sounds like this. Here you can see that it's more powerful in the one we find in the build up and the breakdown, and I've just layered two presets. The first one is this one, and the second one is this one. It's more like punchy, just to give that boom in the bass. I needed something to support us in the breakdown, so I've added a mid bass here too that sounds like this. As you can see, it's a lot powerful here, and here too we have just two sounds. The first one sounds like this. Second one sounds like this. When it comes to mix them together, I've just, for the mid bass, just cut again the low frequencies, and for the bass, as you can listen, for the sub bass we have totally different EQing, so we don't have a lot of mid and high frequencies, so together they have to go in the best way possible. So together with the kick they have to sound like clear. That was my idea, and I really liked the atmosphere of them and how they sounded together. And from them I built all the atmosphere around. We have this vocal, background vocal that we have also in the build up. We have this pad. It's actually amazing. So here too we don't have the low frequencies because we wanted to give the bass the space, enough space to be present. So here we just cover mid frequencies and high frequencies. I added another pad, that is this one. Actually this one is more like a stab pad. I don't know what to say because it's like in the start goes hard, then goes low. In the first part of the drop we see that this one with the chords goes down, but we will see later then the second part of the drop the chord will change. The drop was still missing something apart from the effects that are the usual ones that we just put in every track that we produce. I just needed something that could give that different identity to the drop, and I found this interesting sample that sounds like this. I thought to it like a stab in the first part of the drop, and the second part of the drop we just have it like a pad going in the background. So the first part of the drop is just like this. So I really love this pad, so for me it's one of the main parts of the track. I don't know why, and gave me the idea for the second drop too. So we just needed one thing to be a little more complete, and was a pluck that could follow the bars and to give a bit of energy. We just added this one. Yeah, the cutoff in the second part was just to be different and not loopy for the whole track. This is the present, this is pluck from Serum. I really love the cutoff on this one, yeah. I've just mixed it, and then for me it just had to cover the high frequencies. So altogether sounds like this. Last thing that I've added in the second part of the drop was this pad that, as I told you, will change. It just goes like up to have that uplifting atmosphere in the background. Then we arrive to one of the key elements of the drops for me. This sound that in the first part of the drop we just have it like a stab. So we just have it like in some part of the melody, and here we have it following the melody in the background, and it goes like this. Oh, I really love it. For me it's an amazing sample. Altogether the second drop sounds like this. We just finished the first part of the track, and I just needed something to glue the second breakdown that starts really fast to the first drop. So I thought to this part of the track that just has some elements. It's this one. It's a third part of the job, let's call it like this, and just has the bass and the drums, and at the end we just have some risers and a transition to glue it to the second breakdown. So now we arrive to one of the best parts of the track that I worked on it a lot of time. I wanted this breakdown to be really melodic and with a lot of atmospheres and stuff and I'm actually really happy on how it was at the end. It sounds like this. You already can listen that we have a lot of stuff going on here. Let's start step by step. So we have lots of texture and pads in the background. We have the first one that are, it's just some orchestral strings in the background because I wanted to add that orchestral touch to the track in the second part of the breakdown. Sample from Flex. Then we have another preset from Flex. It is always strings. The last orchestral thing that I've added was a violin preset from Serum. They just go like this until the second part of the breakdown. To this sound that is on Flex, I've just created an automation clip on Pulsar, and the result was this one. It's an amazing result. It's an amazing result because for me prepares a bit of energy for the second part of the breakdown where it opens completely, and altogether they sound like this. Apart from this one, we have other pads, other samples in the background. We still have the pad in the first breakdown too, that is the vocal pad, high vocal pad to cover a bit of high frequencies. We have a piano, really soft piano that I found on Nexus actually. As you can listen here, I cut the low frequencies, so it's just sat amazing on the mix. And we have also various pads from Serum. This is the one that I've added also in the first part of the track. Then we have this one. Okay, this one is from Flex 2. I needed something different from the pads, so I added a plug texture that could follow the track in the breakdown, and sounds like this. It's just a progression of plugs for the background. And apart from it, I've just added other elements in the background, like this noisy ambience, this pad that we have in the first part of the breakdown too. Then we arrive to the concrete elements. We can find again the bass, really low, and the mid bass. I needed something to create a different melody, something that could be uplifting for the listener. So I've added this plug that for me is amazing. It's a sample from Serum. Actually, I just added 3 layers, but I've decided to keep this one. I've added a lot of reverb and delay apart from the stock ones on Serum, just to have more space, and we don't have low frequencies at all. And the first part of the second breakdown actually sounds like this. So as you can listen, these elements are going up until the second part of the breakdowns arrives, and I really love the mood and the energy that I've created here. So here we arrive to the second part of the breakdown that pre-announces the arrival of the second drop. Here we have basically the same elements but with different shorts, just to be more uplifting and energetic. this is the orchestra part, but we just have the same elements here in the second part of the breakdown, but we just have them to go up, just to have that energy, different energy and different melody and atmosphere that we didn't have in the first part of the breakdown. So they do like this. All of them are just connected to a bass channel because I just wanted to mix them together, and as you can see, I've just cut totally the low frequencies and some midi frequencies, but as they were like kinda orchestral stuff, the high frequencies were not so so strong, so I just added more around 6000 hertz, and I really loved how they sounded on the track. So the other elements were always the bass. It's the same. We have the dark layer of wax that goes in background. Here something different happens. In the second part of the breakdown, the main sound that I've let you listen before, this one. Okay. The second part of the breakdown is a bit different, so it starts like this. Just to have more elements in the background, I've added this pad, a vocal pad that goes when the second part of the breakdown hits, and also I've added what pronounces officially the second part of the drop, that is this sound. This sound is one of the ones that we will find in drop, so altogether they sound like this. So here the second part of the breakdown finishes, and we just arrive to the second build-up. So here in the second build-up we'll find lots of elements from the second drop, and the melody and the energy that starts to rise. So here too we have some elements like pads and stuff like that, the orchestral stuff coming from the previous breakdown, but I've added just some other elements like arpeggios, this harp that comes like this. As you can listen, it's just a simple harp, and I've just layered two presets from Serum. The first one sounds like this. As you can listen, it's a lot electronic, and the second one is this one, more pluggy, and both together sound like this. I've added a lot of effects, as you can see, and EQ'd them a bit, cutting the low frequencies, added a bit of reverb and delay. I've added a filter here just to create a bit of hype on this arpeggio, so it goes like this. Goes a bit high, as you can listen. Then the other elements that I've added was the main sound that we found in the first part of the breakdown, that is this one. We will find this sound as main sound in the second drop, and in the build up it's more present and follows just one note. As you can listen here, I've added the sound with a lot of filter and goes slowly up. A bit of reverb in the background. A key element in the build-up was an effect that I've added on an orchestral pad, this one. The effects was this one, Pulsar from Flex. I've just did an automation here, as you can listen. And does like this goes all the way up until the drop starts. Apart from these elements, I've just added some effects, as you can listen, some risers. Way more than the first build up, because here I wanted to create more hype, more energy for the second drop, because it's a lot different. So altogether they sound like this. The second pre-drop actually it's the same as the first one, but in my mind there was just a vocal, so as in the final result, so I was not so worried about, and I just left it like this. Sounds like this. It's just add this like small down filter from the build up, and this sound that just comes right before the drop starts. Okay, and now guys, we arrived to my favorite part. Actually, the second drop for me is one of the best drops that I've made, and was amazing to do it at first try, because was my, as I told you, was my first track in this genre, so for me it was really special. And it's totally different from the first one. Let's go, I'll show you how I made it. So this is the drop, how it sounds. So as I can listen here in the project, it's not mixed well, because this was the starting project. Later obviously I did mix, master, and the other stuff, so I will just show you the elements that I put in it, and then you can just listen the track on your own. So the main protagonist of the drop was this sound. As you can listen, it adds cutoff to create a different energy in the drop, and for this one I just cut the low frequencies because they were not so important, and added a sound auxiliary actually to make a bit of compression and to make it sound a bit louder and clearer than the other sounds, because I wanted it to be the protagonist of the drop. And then I've just added other parts to create a different harmony and atmosphere than the first drop. So we have this one. It's always a string pad that I took from Flex, just to add a bit of background harmony. I've also added a bit of choir in the background because I liked it, so it sounds like this. So it's preset from Nexus, because Nexus for me is one of the best plugins for this stuff, pads, atmosphere, and stuff like that. Here too we can find the main plug that we had in the first drop too. We have the same cutoff, so also the harp that I showed you in the build up, we have it in the drop, just to fill that empty spaces that the melody was not filling. So as you can listen together, all together, this sound amazing. I love this melody. As I showed you before, then we have the bass that is the same. I just needed something dark in the background. I don't know, I had this idea in mind, and then I've added this Wisp. I don't know what to call him, because it's like a Wisp bass but more melodic. So actually there's we have three presets here. The first one is this one, second one this one, this is the third one. So actually we have 3 different reed bases, and I've mixed them just to make them like pads, background pads, and we have this kind of effect in the background. Apart from the main sounds, pads and leads, we have the effects in the background that they do a lot of work. So we have like a noise here, the main pads. Mid part of the drop I just needed something because I don't want to be like loopy, so I've just found this sound. For me it's amazing. It's like an hi-hat, but it's not. It's actually a sound from Serum that does like this. Yeah, it's a plug from Serum. It adds a bit of difference in the drop to glue the parts. So basically with all the effects and the cutoff that I've added on the stuff that you can, I don't want to show all the automation that I did because this video will last like hours, to be honest. So all together sounds like this. As I told you again, I'm sorry if it's a bit messy, but this is not the mixing part, neither the mastering part. So here it's just the arrangement and just the elements that I've added to put the track together. So the second part of the second drop is just like the second part of the first drop, like the same elements but with the drums. So let's just listen to it. But it's a lot more groovy. Here at the end of this part of the drop we have a filter on the main melody that makes it fade out. Then in the final part of the track, the last one, we have as the first drop just drums and bass, but now we have also the harp, the black harp, just to close the track in the best way possible and to make it different than the first drop. So here I imagine that it could have been the vocals, so it sounds like this. And this is it, guys. So guys, this is how I made Reborn. This project was really old. I've started it almost 2 years ago, so I could have done some things better, but I'm learning and now I produce in a different way. So I hope that you liked my first video on YouTube. I'm happy to launch this channel finally and talk to you directly, but I need your support more than ever. As you support me on my music and on my socials, I want you to support me here too, because I really want to start this journey in the best way possible. I want to bring a lot of stuff for you, like how I produce, some skills, stuff like that, something that can help you. Obviously everything will be related to my experiences and electronic music. So if you're a producer or not, I suggest you to follow this channel because I want to bring a lot of stuff. So if you like the video, just press like here below because it costs nothing. Subscribe to my channel to be posted on my new videos and follow my socials. And last thing, don't forget to listen to Reborn. I just wanna feel you now.